Harvey in that stand's like, yeah, I took care of it. And there's people all around him. It's silent. I watched this movie, watching it, and I was laughing my head off. Again, it wasn't going to work, but I needed to express it.
One of my favorite things is when they get to the MTV, like much of the third act is just this gigantic dance contest that is the MTV Lil' Kim video opportunity, $50,000 prize, ... And what's so funny is at certain points, Lala is just talking into the same camera that is otherwise being used to shoot the movie.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it's the same frame. It's like, here we are showing these people, and then it's Lala being like, hey, it's empty. Right into lens. I was like, whoa. We can't do this. We need another. This has to be established.
Nope.
No.
We can't just have someone looking into lens with a microphone now. That's the camera that I use to look into the movie world. I don't want it looking back at me.
That's like,
I'm trying to jerk off here.
That's what we're saying. That's
Chris
like
Moose.
We're talking about. That's like what you're saying is like that's the story hearers lens, right?
The story listeners? You mean the story listeners of America?
I couldn't remember what I said. Yeah.
I remember it. It's the story listeners of America. I unfortunately have complete recall of the last 40 minutes of my life.
So the story that they crossed the story listeners lens right there, and that's what.
Listen, I laughed so hard during the semis at the big competition in the third act.
Oh, I love this.
I laughed so hard when David's crew, before he joins Els, when David's crew gets knocked out. The reason they get knocked out is because there's several falls.
Yeah.
Those
that
falls
happen. And there are some like really elaborate jumps and moves. That's not how people are falling. People in that dance crew are falling just walking. Just honestly standing.
I thought that someone was shot.
So funny.
I thought that someone was shot because they fell out of frame. I was like, whoa, what happened?
Not a
hamstring.
They didn't get twisted up in a move. They just simply fell.
Walking backwards.
Yep.
Walking backwards for a reset.
Stumbling. It's not even falls. People are just stumbling
around.
There are so many things in this movie that's beautiful and great, but I also again.
Like what? What do you mean beautiful and great?
Here's something that's
There's so many things in this movie that are beautiful and great. You just said.
I'll tell you something.
So many things.
I'll tell you something that's beautiful and great. When Elle first goes to see her and she's complaining about all of her stuff, the grandma brings out some orange juice for him and she pours him the smallest glass. I don't know if anyone else clocked it, but it's like this big. It's a shot of orange juice.
Well, but I think that shot of orange juice is just to get you to this scene where you get the hot cocoa latte.
To Elle.
They say hot chocolate latte make the pain go away. Who says that? Me. Anything that's hot and chocolate, girl, you know you can't go wrong. I can't believe Eldon put his hands on you. I would have took my shoe off and did damage. Things are so messed up. You think? And you know what? You can stay here as long as you need to, because you know you my girl, and you know that I got you. Thanks, B. You're welcome. Now, I'm gonna get my makeup kit, and we finna have a girls' night, and it's...
I like a coffee before a girls' night. A hot cocoa coffee before a girls' night.
Did she say that was a mochaccino?
She said it's a hot cocoa latte.
Oh. The best part of that scene to me, and I don't know who wrote the movie, I didn't look up the writers, but it so reeks of... It so reeks of like...
by Sorkin.
So reeks of like late 90s, someone writing, a guy writing a script, and they're like, what do girls do?
Yeah.
They light candles. I know they light candles to be cozy. Hot cocoa.
Yep. Big time.
Big time. Like sitting also on the edge of a bed, drinking giant mugs of hot cocoa.
You have all your conversations.
Yeah.
Both of you sitting on the edge of a bed.
Yeah, and then it's time to do each other's makeup. It's like he hit all of the things that girls do.
Now, I will say this. They have the finale in the LA Convention Center, in the lobby of the LA Convention Center. That's not a main area. They have put a couple of bleachers in the front hallway. Like when you walk through the front door, like that to me was like, this is really low rent. This is not, how big is this?
Well, and they also didn't have, correct me if I'm wrong, they didn't have Lil' Kim for the first shot of her, correct?
Sorry, what do you mean?
When they were first introduced
you
to
don't see Lil' Kim yet. She's not at that judge's table, I don't think.
Well, that's not actually, she is the character of Lil' Kim, but that's not actually Lil' Kim.
What?
So the shots of her all from the side, we never get to see her face full on. I believe there was one day they didn't have Lil' Kim for whatever reason, and they put in as not Lil' Kim. That was Lil' Kim's stand-in. Do you have that?
Well,
babe?
I have Lil' Kim.
Do you have Lil' Kim stand-in?
Lil' Kim's.
Do you have those shots?
Do you have those shots for at the judge's table when we first?
Lil' Kim stand-in from the side?
Maybe we'll get a little Kim
Whichever
moment
crew
here.
wins today, you're going to want to remember their faces because the next time you'll see them will
Who's
be in
he?
Lil Kim's hot new video. Give it up for Lil Kim.
Choreographer.
All right, so she's there.
That's not her.
That's not Lil Kim?
No.
What's so funny about that is that okay, that right there, that's not Little Kim.
I don't think so.
Wow.
Now, what I love about this is
I love
she
this
is,
theory.
To Little Kim, now I know that might be not Little Kim, but at least for the movie's reality, if that is Little Kim, they introduce her and people act as if she's come out from behind a curtain.
Yeah.
Like she's been sitting
just
at
been
this
sitting
table.
right there.
Yeah. With her security, and then it's like. And here's the guy
Will you rewind just a few frames from the? There is a because the.
That's Little Kim.
Okay,
I
so yeah,
don't
okay, so
know.
it is the. Wait a minute, you're suspect of this Lil Kim as well?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm gonna go in on they're all Lil Kim.
It feels like it's the same shot. Like they had two
Yeah.
cameras to get her in one. Let's go back and see. Is she there?
It's so small.
See, she's not there.
Oh yeah, she's there.
Where is she? Okay,
There.
she's over there.
Whoa! I'm having trouble. I don't understand the
Why is
geography
she all the
of the
way over
set.
there?
This is. We only have Lil Kim for 3 hours, so we're gonna put her off in the corner so we won't ever see her.
What's this about? What's over here?
Is that where the-
Like, why are there tall tables like they're gonna get like there's waiter service? I'm so confused by the geography. Hold on. 100%. This is an ironing board. These are folding tables, but that's an ironing board, right? No, it's the DJ. I see it now. But for a minute, I was like, whoa, what?
Well, okay, so what I do like about this is this is a passionate movie, and there's that moment where they break out into a fight, you know, when they have that dance battle. That was not scripted. That was
What?
real. The dancers were upset with each other for real in the $5,000 dance, and Steve Harvey did have to break it up. So that is a good reason why Mr. Rad needs to be around, because these are actors in a movie. Hey, stop. So yeah, they got a little upset because they felt like they were not allowing each other to do the best dancing. Even though that's scripted that they have to lose, I guess they had a hard time taking the fall there. And so, yeah, and thank God for Steve Harvey being there because it stopped the action.
Always.
I mean, like, we're really like elevating Steve Harvey this episode to it. God's tier.
Steve Harvey is the fucking best.
I'm with
love
Paul.
Steve
I think
Harvey.
Mr. Red shot Lil Saint.
Look, if it was to take down that big guy, you got to do it.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Think about it like this. Those two kids, they get this money, they're going to I mean, what's the end game of this, though, too, the dance crews? Like, I guess to be on America's Got Talent?
I don't think but maybe. I mean, that's the economics of the crew. It's hard, right? Because especially with like the early competitions where they're just splitting $700 between 23 people, like it's nobody's walking home with a lot of money, and it does seem like some of the sequences they do, they have to practice a lot. So those are hours they're putting in.
Can
and
I ask you about the economics of it, though, June? Like, did you have an issue when those guys said, "Hey, we'll put up the 5,000"?
I knew you were going to ask about this. I knew you were going to ask about
This
this.
is arguably what causes, doesn't this cause the defection that leads to
Yeah.
their moves being able to be stolen, because that guy who wants the equal split goes to the weights
Still
team?
don't understand how the moves can be stolen when they're being performed publicly. And that guy left.
I'm assuming these were upcoming moves.
Okay. Oh, so they're like they're like
practiced
banking
those.
like so in 2 months we'll be. It's like
These are the new moves.
it's like when Zoolander's like, I'll one time reveal Magnum. It's like that. I just watched Zoolander, so I have a lot of Zoolander.
It's
ready to
just
go.
like that Zoolander. Just like it. Of
So
course
what
we
did
all
they
know.
say? That Ellen David were going to take 1,500 off the top,
They were going to take
2,000 off the top?
3,000 and then
3,000 out of the 5,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
But they were putting up the full 1,000. They were putting up the full 5,000.
I thought it was a lot, but I also would have loved to have known about the hours they're putting in choreographing and then teaching, and also any costs they have with rental space, etc.
Yeah, who is the choreographer? Who's coming up with the moves?
I don't know, and I do think they should be compensated.
It doesn't seem like there is any hierarchy to be like. It's not like, oh, this is my crew.
Right,
Wade
there's
is
no,
the head
dance
of his
captain.
crew. Wade is definitely the head.
You think?
Well, they say Wade's
Oh, it is
crew.
Wade's crew. Yeah, I guess so. So, I mean, like, his is a monarchy, but, like, our guys is a democracy,
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't think so, though. I mean, I think David and Elle are definitely the heads of the crew.
I agree with that, yes.
And I also think they're doing a lot of admin. Like, they're figuring out where to sign up. Like,
well,
now I'm
Elle
like,
does
I'm
all,
fine with them
Elle is
taking
really good at
3,000.
Excel. Like, he's doing all the spreadsheets and stuff like that on Excel.
I'm so weirded out by how you're putting the emphasis on the X in XL.
XL.
Excel.
What is up with you, man?
Excel. Excel. Excel.
Excel. Excel.
Excel. It's
What?
an Excel document.
He's good with Excel. What? Like, honestly, what's up? I'm genuinely, like, I don't feel safe.
All right, so let's go to the crowd. Let's see what they have
Take it
to
to the
say.
streets,
Let's
Paul.
go to the
Take
streets.
it to the streets.
Let's go. Street rules. Here we go, everybody.
Oh,
All
my
right, street
God.
rules. Here we go. What do you got? All right, what's your name? What's your question?
My name's Josh. I was thinking that maybe this might comfort Jason and June. I don't think Lil Saint died. I think that it was like a cover-up, and because his family left early, his dad was one of them, and he took them and he abducted him. He got him on flight Oceanic 815, and that's why he ended up as Walt on Lost.
You know, it's funny. I
Wow.
actually did.
By the way, that is Walt from Lost, yes.
I did have questions about where that family was. And
I
how
think
they were
like,
out of there
this kid,
so
we need to
quickly.
get him out of here.
So you think
Great
he was
point.
released from the hospital? The
And they go,
body
look,
was already.
if those kids fucking come, you tell him he's dead.
That's brutal.
They're dumb. They won't
That's
Google
brutal.
anymore. Yeah. You tell them they're dead. We're going to go to Australia or whatever. They'd have to go to Australia and then be coming back, right? Yeah. So I guess like they went to Australia for a bit and then they came. Yeah. So all right. Anyway, I like your theory that is what happened with Walt. Okay,
Wow.
great. We finally get some more Lost fanfic. Hi. How are you?
Hi, I'm Doug. Hey, Doug. We're trying to figure out, my crew and I,
Okay.
what
Wait, are
I
you
got a question.
Doug's crew? Is this
I got
Doug's crew?
Doug's crew over here.
Doug's crew, everybody.
what is the deal with the door in Elle's house?
Thank
It has this
you.
bizarre
Thank
window.
you. Thank you.
This is a great yes. So describe this door a little bit.
Well, at first,
both
I
of you.
honestly thought it was like the Louisiana, what is that, flower? Like it looked like some and then I was like, it's a Celtic symbol. There's some sort of symbol, cross-like symbol on the door.
New Orleans Saints logo.
But they're in Los Angeles.
You can still be a Saints fan. I got a lot of friends that are Saints fans.
Maybe
they're from New Orleans. Maybe they're from New Orleans.
Okay. I thought about, thank you for bringing it up, Doug, and your crew. Thanks to all of you. Because I thought about it quite a
And
bit.
also, if you're here with a crew, please identify yourselves by a name. Decide what your crew's name is when Paul gets to you.
All right. Yes. Hi.
Hey, is it just me
Who the
or
fuck are you?
What's your name? What's your crew?
Pete and straight up Straya because I got my brother-in-law from Melbourne in today. So is it just me or is it just whoever could win the dance-off? It's just if you have enough friends in the audience because it's all sound-based in the end.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you could absolutely rig this.
First of all, no, you couldn't because they are fans of dance. They're willing to look. Wade's crew won in enemy territory because people are like, you know what? I can't lie. They're better.
How many shows do you think they're actually putting on that
Well, they seem
draw
to
a
be
crowd?
They seem to do 8 shows in 2 weeks.
It seems like there's
I
multiple.
think, Paul,
crews.
you're just lobbying for the story listeners of America.
Thank you. Story listeners of
Does
America.
Mr. Rad is this Mr. Rad's whole job? Is he making a living at this?
No, why can't he just bring joy to the community, Jason? Why can't
I
he
don't
just be
know.
invested in the success of the youth?
Okay, Mr. Rad, first of all, is he is a obstetrician, and
Wait a minute. He is?
that's what I got from it. He is delivering babies during the day, but he also has a flexible schedule because sometimes shit, I gotta go, and he'll leave.
You don't
But-
have a flexible schedule as an obstetrician.
Well, you kind of got to flex. You don't know when it's going to happen.
That's the definition of not having a flexible schedule.
Here's what I'm saying. He gets a beep. Oh shit, baby's coming. You guys got 5 minutes, and you can always.
That's what you think is happening in the off-screen moments of this movie? You think Mr. Rad's getting beeped because he has to go deliver a baby?
Yeah.
No, you're wrong.
All right.
By the way, I thought I mentioned this to you backstage, Jason, but I could not believe that we didn't get to see the Lil Kim video.
Yes. I
was
thought
it?
for sure that would be the credits.
By the way, the Little Kim video
We
costs
deserved
more
it.
than this movie. There's no way that this movie could finance a Little Kim video. This is a low budget film. Yes, your question. Hi.
Hi, I'm Alex, and this is the Real OC crew.
Ooh, the real OC
nice.
crew.
Real OC crew.
I had a question about, we're confused about the economics. They each had to put $5,000 in.
No. Five.
Yeah.
Wait. Each.
No, each team.
Each team.
Team had to put in $5,000, but then they're only divvying up $5,000.
Well, I guess the 5,000 would go back.
No,
right?
I think they're divvying up 10,000.
No, they're not.
no,
She's right about that. They are divvying up 5,000, but the 5,000
No,
because
but they don't win. They're not winning 10,000. They're winning
5,000.
back their 5,000.
Whoa, wait, why?
because
Oh, I bet
they put it
Mr.
in.
Rad's taking a cut.
No, it's like
Let me guess. Mr. Rad gets the other $5K.
it's a battle for $5,000, but they have to put up $5,000 to win $5,000.
What happens with the other $5,000?
the $5,000 is going to go back to
They go
Elle
back to- You
put
and
up 5,000,
David.
I put up 5,000.
Right.
We battle.
So if I get it from my grandma,
Okay,
right?
Wait, it doesn't matter where it's coming from.
It does a little.
It does not, Paul? The auspices of the $5,000 is irrelevant.
Well,
Well, no,
let
it
me
is
explain
relevant
it.
because it's not coming from the whole crew.
Right. Let me explain it. Let me give you the grandma analogy for it. If I get $5,000 from my grandma, she only gave $1,500. But if I get $5,000 from her, then when I win the dance battle, I'm like, I have to give back my grandma that $5,000.
Right.
So now we have the $5,000 that we'll split.
Oh, I agree with you.
Yeah,
that is what's happening.
that's why it's only $5,000 that they're splitting. Because
I think it's
10
$7,000 that the rest of the crew is splitting because aren't David and Elle taking
Well,
$1,500 each?
But wait, but they're they're only
I see
winning.
David and Elle are putting up $5,000 of their own combined money. So
Which
they're
they
gonna
are
take that
then
5K back.
saying like,
I get it.
hey, as investors in this, like we deserve a much heavier cut.
We're
We
taking the
took the
risk.
risk, yes.
Right, because the other crew's not putting up that. I think that's fine. So the $5,000 goes back, and then they split that money and they keep a percent.
Quite a bit
Well, they
higher.
win $10,000.
No,
No, they only win
don't.
$5,000.
They win
It's not a $10,000
$5,000
battle. It's a $5,000. It's like we're going to challenge you for $5,000.
It's a $5,000 like buy-in.
Right.
Thank you.
So that $5,000 goes back. You got to pay back grandma with the $5,000.
Wait a minute, but if my team doesn't have a grandma,
Then you can't afford to play. You can't battle.
I've got to have a grandma? What if I don't have a grandmother? What if my grandmother's
Find one.
I can't
Find one.
dance?
Get married and get a grandma-in-law.
Yeah, get a grandma in there.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, so it's like if you have a 5 crew, if you have 5 members in your crew and they each put in 1,000, you get back your 1,000, and then you also get 1,000.
Yes. I can't believe we've discussed this for this long.
But isn't
It's been
that
5 minutes.
$10,000?
Well, yes and no. It's not. I guess if in your mind,
The winning
audience,
team-
if you're saying, well, yes, and that I put in 5,000, so I'm winning back my own money. I guess yes. If you want to view it like you're winning back your own money, you're just getting back.
It's like, what's the profit here?
$5,000.
Right.
Yes.
So the only thing they're going to win is $5,000, but they have to.
No, the prize is $10,000. You don't think Mr. Rad's advertising that as
Oh,
wait.
no.
Now. Okay. Paul, who will Paul be now? Who is this guy?
No. Oh my gosh. This movie made me take off my shoes. Obviously, we have opinions about this movie, but there are people out there with a different opinion. It is now time for second opinions.
Hi, I'm Jen. You got served, that's what it's called, and though it's focused on the cruise, I really want to shine a light on the one star who came through. Got arthritis in her leg, and now she thinks she's got the gout. She is all our inspiration. She's the one who's showing out. Grandma! She earned this movie 5 stars. We know she don't complain. Oh, Grandma! I need to borrow some money.
Amazing! Give it up for wow! Great second opinions tonight. Like I said, this movie was a bona fide hit. The budget was $8 million.
Wow!
Opening weekend, it made $16 million, and it went on to gross domestically $40 million. Opened #1 at the box office the week it came out.
Paul, is this before or after Step Up? The first Step Up? This is before. So this is, okay.
Yeah, so 2004 is when it came out. The average rating on this is a 4.6 out of 5 stars.
I don't disagree.
1,900 total reviews, 83% are 5 stars, and here we go. Okay, this is from Exuma X. The title is Tight! A lot of people gave this movie a low rating because they said it lacked plot. I watch movies for entertainment. I read books for plot.
Story listeners of America have spoken.
I was a street dancer myself from the dirty South. And although this movie is several years old and without the current moves and they are updated, it's still a cool look back at the past. They could have added more dancing and kicked up the effects a bit more, but it was slamming. Plus, Megan Good and Lil' Kim were very, very sexy. 5 stars.
Wow.
I'm going to mispronounce this person's name, but here we go. Brenda Johnson writes in 2004.
Which of those do you think you mispronounced?
Well, no, it's going to come up here. Brenda Johnson is the writer, but she titles it, Michelle Mokanov is the best dancer in the movie. I saw the movie with Michelle. She is one of the dancers that appears in the Big Bounce competition. She rocks. The first time I went to see a movie in the U.S., I'm from Argentina, was last January, and it was You Got Served. It's an amazing movie. I love how they act, and of course, how they dance. Everyone in this movie rocks. And Michelle Mokanov is the best dancer in the world. 5 stars. Michelle Mokanov is the best dancer in the world.
Wow. I wish we knew who that was.
Ling Ling writes, this movie is off. Players who said this movie was sick of trash. This movie is my life, Rizzle. It's hella sweet dancing. Made me want to bust all over the place.
I mean, Paul, again, these can be clipped. These pieces can be used elsewhere.
The story also had a well-developed plot, and all the characters were believable and intriguing. Home sizzle, get this movie, dog. It's hot. And the title is Holla at Your Boy. This person, just titled Amazon customer, writes, yo, I hollered at my boy to pop one of these bad boys in for me the other day, and oh snap, this is some hot shit. The dancing is like, whoa, and the moves are like insane. You better pick up this DVD right away because it's got the mad moves that are all up in your face, son. And the title is Get Off the Hook.
Wow.
There it is. Now I'll tell you this much. Sequels, yes, it had it. You Got Served, Beat the World, 2011. So almost like the very long delay.
2011?
Yeah.
That's quite, wow.
Went straight to video.
6 years later.
But it was released in foreign territories. But here's the thing that actually happened. The official dance tutorials from the film were released shortly after the movie's release on a tutorial DVD titled You Got Served, Take It to the Streets. The 1984 dance movie that was the main influence on You Got Served was Breakin'. The dancers for the film were divided into teams and rehearsed at Millennium Dance Studio and Debbie Allen's dance company. And they basically kept them all separate to lend authenticity to their legendary dance battles. And so they brought in Simon Rugula, which sounds like a fake name, to bring in the underground.
Me, Simon Arugula. I'll be taking your daughter out tonight. My name is Simon. Simon Arugula?
What we have here, I wanted to see, I think there is a, well, we don't need to watch a trailer for the second one.
Yes, we do.
All right, here we go.
Oh, I hope Lil Saint's ghost is in it.
We got over 20 countries represented here tonight. It doesn't matter what language you speak, because the language of hip-hop is universal.
We're gonna be the first crew to bring free run into hip-hop. Our moves gotta be fresh.
Parkour?
And that's all that matters.
How hard is it to be on time?
Since when do you speak for the crew?
I just want to shake the hand of last year's champion.
It's my pleasure.
I also want you to get a chance to meet this year's champion.
We're gonna win this. I need you to stay focused.
Don't always handle my business. She's our competition.
Can you press pause for 1 second? 40 crews?
That's a lot to
we
follow.
We couldn't make sense of 4. This movie had 4.
40 crews.
40 crews?
40 crews, 10 minutes of dialogue.
This movie